welcome to Night Rips, and time for experiment number 3, which tells all of y'all that we are going to be opening up 6 more packs of 94 Fleer Ultra Series 1. Now I know you're saying, okay, that don't look like 6 packs. Actually, it's not. The other 5 packs are actually still in cold storage. What I'm going to try with this one, because we have tried freezing them and break them apart. It worked a little bit, wasn't super great. We've also tried the hairdryer technique, which again, it worked better, but to be honest, those 6 packs for me ripping, one thing that you didn't see was it took me about 2 hours to get through all 6 of those packs. So this time what I'm going to do is kind of a hybrid. We can't put these in the microwave because these have gold foil on them, so obviously that's bad for microwaves. But what we're going to do is we're going to rip this open. These really frozen. That's why you see me holding the edges so I don't warm it up very much. We're going to go ahead and take these extremely cold cards and go put direct heat onto them. So let me go ahead and open this pack right in front of you. Maybe. There you go. We're going to open up this pack here. And again, they are nice and frozen. And I'm going to go take these with the hairdryer and see if this makes this any better. So I will pause this and we'll come back once I've got the hairdryer put on. All right, I am back. And actually, I did not put a hairdryer on these very long. But before we go through, and I did pull them apart just to see how well they came apart. And I'll tell you, they did come apart pretty easy. But before, I haven't looked at if there's any damage. But again, I only put the hairdryer on just basically to flash heat these up pretty quick. Then I drop it apart. But before we go ahead and look at this, one thing I did forget to do is invite you to join the channel as we conduct these scientific experiments and try to help out the hobby as much as I can. You want to be part of that. Of course, doing that by clicking that subscribe button, which is free to you and good for me. Also, hitting that notify bell. So let's take a look. Obviously, the first card is going to be good because it was the top card. But we have, okay, I do see very slight, and you're going to see very slight damage. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. But we got Ben McDonald. And again, it's very light. Honestly, there's Dwayne Ward. Actually, don't really even see anything on him. There's Jeff King. Darnell Coles. And I am really, only thing I'm looking here to see if there was any damage. That's why I'm taking a little bit of time. John Smiley. Jeff Blauser. Ed Sprague. I mean, these are looking real nice. There's Steve Avery. I mean, I'm not seeing much of anything on these. Huh. Reggie Sanders. Cliff Floyd. Joey Cora. And you can see the cut starting to get off. I mean, that's one of the disadvantages about this old Fleer. This is roughly the junk wax era, or at least the kind of tail end, or moving into the post-strike. Jamie Moyer. And we have a league leader for American League strikeouts. The big unit, Randy Johnson. Very nice. And no damage. I actually saw very minimal damage on any of these cards. So I'm going to put this here. And of course, I'm going to go get another one of the packs out of cold storage. And we're going to try pack number 2. So pause and I will see what we get. All right. So I will say that for pack number 2, that actually came apart just as easy. So let's go ahead again. I'm just basically taking frozen packs, running the hairdryer over, basically just trying to flash heat them up to see if the freeze may actually kind of make the, you know, the whatever the coating is, harden up, and then the heat allows it to come apart, but not to the point where it will kind of detach from the card. So let's see if there's any damage here. There's Ben Rivera. Mike Stanley, still no damage. Terry Mulholland. Tom Kramer rookie. I am actually quite surprised. Angel Miranda. And I'm turning it so we can see if there's any sort of this coating pull. There's Doug Strange. Killer Bee Jeff Bagwell. Mark Lemke. Wow, I am honestly extremely surprised here. Terry Jorgensen, Mike Butcher, Jose Orsulik, Orstedes Destrade, and we got an award winner. This will be Paul Molitor. Is this another one of the, let's see what it is. Can't tell. He's a World Series MVP. Yep, should have looked right on the back. World Series MVP. But the awesome thing about this, we are 2 packs in. Using this technique, I am actually not seeing damage to the cards. Now, I don't know how high these were up in the box, because obviously I just put them in the freezer. And so I didn't lay them out in any order. So that's why I'm going to go through all 6 packs, because I did get a decent stack, and see if this is going to hold true. If it is, we actually might have a technique. So I move on to pack number 3. All right, now got from under the hairdryer. Let's see if we got any damage here. We got Kevin Robertson, of course, the top card. Never have damage on the top card. Steve Reed, looking good. There's Scott Fletcher. That's still looking good. That's Tim Salmon. Nice looking card. There's Josias Manzanillo. Mike Perez. Just going to go through quickly. Really, we're looking at Juan Gonzalez. Big guy in Texas. Of course, not in the Hall. Chuck McElroy. Kevin Mitchell. I'm not finding any. If anything, the only damage was the damage because they miscut. There's Lance Johnson. Mark McLemore. Again, you see the miscut here at the bottom. Of course, that's why I'm practicing with these cards, not any of my high dollar stuff, like more of my Top Stadium Club, my stuff I like to collect. There's a Fred McGriff. Fortunately, you know it's the Braves there because you can't read it there. It's already cut off, and include that bottom gold line. Kevin Reamer. And, of course, it's upside down. This would be a Fireman Award for Dennis Eckersley, or the Ultra Fireman. That's it. And for those who don't know, fireman is a term that they call relief pitchers. Pretty neat. But the real neat thing that I will say is there were 3 packs in utilizing this new technique, and I don't have any damage on these cards. I'm not going to judge my opinion until we're done through 6 packs, but so far so good. So let's go ahead and apply the technique to pack number 4. All right, now to check the damage on pack number 4. Obviously, there's our top card, no damage. Chad Kruder, not seeing anything there. Raul Mondesi, which is actually, I forget how he's kin to Adolfo Mondesi, but he is Alberto, that's it. Still looking good. Omar Dahl, still a good one. I am honestly amazed here. Here's Gary Sheffield, there with the Marlins, and there with no damage on him. Awesome. Ted Power, which is different than Kenny Powers. Jason Bear. Felix Furman. Just going through these quick now because I am not seeing anything. Greg Hubbard. Pat Mears. Luis Gonzalez. Of course, again, I'm trying to get so you can see maybe some shine so you're not seeing the card as well. We're looking for that damage line. And end it with award winner. This would be, is this Cy Young? Yes, the National League Cy Young, Greg Maddux. This would be 94. This would be his first Cy Young with the Braves. Obviously, Greg Maddux has 4, 3 of them with the Braves. So we're 4 packs in, and we're so far, I am feeling really, really good because I have a whole stack of cards here that actually not finding any damage to. So once again, I'm going to pause it and go apply the technique to pack number 5. You know, obviously, the way I do it, the packs are getting lower and lower into the box, so there's going to be more pressure. So typically, the bottom level is the worst. I don't know which one of these packs were where. You know, these could honestly have all been high level packs, but you know, hopefully, at least through these 6 packs that we're going to open, we'll get a good representation of somewhere in the box to see, is this technique really working? So let me go ahead and apply it to the pack number 5. All right, checking out pack 5. Of course, there's our top card, which we always know will look good on the face. There's Ken Hubbard, and he might have a little damage to him, but I'm talking about a small. That's not Hubbard, it's Herbeck. That's a small little bit. Steve Cook. The thing that's really making me happy about this technique, I mean, obviously, I will tell you, I had these in the freezer for like 2.5 days. And, you know, one of the things when you put them in the freezer for that long, you will start worrying about getting condensation in them. But, you know, obviously, this was for experimental, scientific purposes. But after 2.5, you know, I took the 1 pack that you saw me start the video with. I put the rest in my little studio mini fridge, which I keep at 33 degrees. And then I would open these up 1 pack at a time and run the hairdryer over it for maybe a minute, maybe 2 tops. Not very much. Actually, it was the point where you started seeing the edges start coming up. And then I'd just start peeling them apart. There's Tino Martinez. I remember Tino. Obviously played for the Yankees a long time and actually the Devil Rays. He's actually from Tampa. My wife actually knows his brother. And last one we got, is that a Cy Young? Yes, Jack McDowell, the American League Cy Young winner. So we got the Cy Young Maddux and McDowell. And we got a whole stack of non-damaged cards. This is fun. So let me put this one up. Obviously that's pack number 5, because you're going to find, you know, one of these special cards in every pack. So we have 1 pack to go. So I'm going to be pausing, applying the technique one more time to see if we went 6 for 6 with extremely minimal damage. So hold on while I go apply the technique. And with our final pack, there's Danny Tartabull, top card, looking good. Darren Dalton, one of the Phillies' finest, but this would be his base card. But the nice thing is that right there is just on the picture. It is not damage to the card. And I don't really look at these real close. Obviously, I'm under light here, which is why my videos are usually very bright. And it lets me look at the detail. Sandy Alomar Jr. And I'm not seeing anything. Ignasiak. Jim Tomei. Boy, I am happy right now. Juan Bell. Dave Martinez. I'll tell you, if this holds out, and we have, I think, a couple more rips of this box, which I will apply this to every rip just to see if it works, we might have something. Chuck Knobloch, of course, cut kind of bad, but that's all right. Eric Young. Kevin Stalker. If anything, what you're seeing is a little bit of the gold foil coming off, but of course, missing some gold foil because it was cut terrible. Al Leiter, I mean, that's about as bad of a cut as you can get. I mean, I think it could worse if he had his whole name gone. But fortunately, we can see he's with the Toronto Blue Jays because you absolutely do not know where it is. They didn't put the team name. And of course, If you look, it's not square. It is cut off at an angle. Oh, quality control. Gotta love it. Onslaught. It's not that they're sticking again, it's just they just don't want to give up. There you go. Oh, there we go. And that's actually a nice looking card. Mark McGwire. One of the big hitters back in that time. Very cool. And no damage. I am extremely happy. And then we end it. This is those, there is those Phillies finest. You have Darren Dalton, which we mentioned before, and we have the John Kruk cards. Of course, this one's not autographed, but what makes me even happier, it's not damaged at all. So that's it. We have ourselves a 6-pack opening, and all 6 packs. If we had any damage to any cards, honestly, Fleer did more damage to their cards than the Test of Time did. It seems like this whole let's freeze them for a couple days and then run a hairdryer over them for a couple minutes, seems like it works. So once more, I'm gonna run down how I do it. I did put all 6 of these packs in the freezer for 2.5 days. Of course, laid them out so that each one are frozen about the same. Because the problem is, if you stack them up, it's possible that the middle ones won't be as frozen as the edge. So I had them all laid out, 6 packs, 2.5 days. Take them out of the freezer, bring them down to my studio, put 5 packs in my little mini fridge at 33 degrees. Take the other pack into the other room. Take a hairdryer, run the hairdryer over for minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe. You can actually tell whenever you start seeing the cards actually starting to feel like they were kind of blowing apart like this. I'd take it off, and then basically, as I'd hold it, I would pull it, and and it would still be a little bit of stick, don't get me wrong, but I would pull it real slight, and maybe even run my finger to pry it off individually. If it was going to take too much give, I was going to run the hairdryer over it. But here's the interesting things. I never had to the entire time. All 6 packs, again, it was run the hairdryer on the front, run it on the back. When I see the cards are trying to start separating, turned it off, pried them apart, then come and show, and we inspected it right here. Did it for all 6 packs. They were in different positions in the box. Some were lower than the other ones. I'm not saying that all 6 of these were on the top, because there's only 4 packs that could be on the top. But you can see it seemed like it worked. And we're going to apply this technique to the other 2 rips. Just because, you can get lucky once. If we do this multiple times, I think we got ourselves a winner how we can get these cards apart. So, hope you enjoyed it. I know knowing how to break apart glossy cards is a big deal. I open up a lot of stuff, and I open up a lot of very glossy cards. And the last thing I want to do is see any of them brick and basically get ruined. So I hope you liked this. And if you did, if you enjoy seeing this, where science at work, even in something like opening baseball cards, hope you join us by clicking that subscribe button right there below and hitting the notify bell. Also, you just gotta thumbs up this one, but simply because we ripped 6 packs, 6 of some of the most brick cards I think I've ever had, and we did it without any damage or extremely minimal damage. Also, if you've ever done this before, or any other techniques, this one was actually extremely simple, but I'd like to know what you did, and you can put that in the comment section below. Again, I appreciate running these type of experiments on cards that honestly aren't really worth that much. 94 Fleer there's a ton of it printed, and you can just tell from their quality control they really didn't care either. But I love doing this, trying to get back to the hobby of how can we protect the cards that we love so much. So until next time, bye now.